Maybe it'll help if we write down the steps. So step 1, okay, so first step is we're going to put it into y equals mx plus b format. Step 2 is we're going to plot the number b on the y-axis. Okay, and then step 3 is we're going to use m to count away from b to find our next point. And then step 4, we're going to connect our dots. Okay. So to put this into y equals mx plus b, I'm going to pick this negative 4x up and I'm going to move it to the other side. It was negative, so now it's positive. There's nothing on the y, so I'm done. So this is y equals mx plus b. We're good. So b is 2. So I go over here and I put a point on my 2. That's my starting point. This is m, so 4 is the same thing as 4 over 1. So this tells me to go up 4 and over 1 from b, so from 2. So I go up 1, 2, 3, 4, and then over 1. Now I can connect my dots. So I'm going to make that a little thicker so you can see it. Wow, that's not thicker. Try that. Is that better?
Why do you put it down so far?
I just like to go to the extent of the graph or the picture. Like you don't want to just go from dot to dot. You want to extend it past that with arrows on both ends because it's an infinite line. It goes on forever. You don't have to go this far. I just like to. You could stop it here. That would be fine. Just go past each dot and draw arrows on the end and you're fine. Okay. Although when we graph inequalities with 2 variables, it's nice to go ahead and get used to drawing the whole thing because there will be one more step later that requires us to have halves. Yeah. But you don't have to now. Okay, for the next example, we're going to put this into y equals mx plus b. I'm going to pick up this positive 2x and move it over, and then it becomes negative 2x. Y is already alone, so I don't have to do anything there. I plot my point at negative 6, which is b. My negative 2 is the same as negative 2 over 1. So that tells me to go down 2 and then over 1, but I can't go down 2. Yeah.
I thought you put it on the, because you just put it on the y
Right.
axis. Why didn't you put it on the x-axis?
Because this is, b is the y-intercept. So that tells me where the line hits the y-axis. That's what b tells me. It's the point where the line hits the y-axis. So it has to be on the y-axis. Does that make sense?
Always.
Always. Yeah. So negative 2 slope tells me to go down 2 over 1, but I can't go down 2. So I can go up 2 and I can go backwards 1. So I can go up 2, back 1, and that gets me to my next point. And then I connect the dots, which would help if I actually connected the dots, but it's kind of hard to do on here. So I connected the dots, and then I'm done. I'm going to pick my x up and I'm going to move it. And that's going to give me negative 4y is equal to negative 6x plus 16. But I don't want to know what 4, I want it to be just plain y, not negative 4y. So I have to divide by negative 4. That gives me y. 6 over 4, that doesn't divide evenly, but they will both divide by 2. And a negative over a negative is a positive. And then 16 divided by negative 4 is negative 4. Any questions on how I got that part at all?
No, pretty much. Like you say, you divided it over 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they both divide by 2. Yeah, okay, cool. All right, so we know that B is negative 4. Let me put that in a different color. Let's go back to orange. I like orange. Okay, B is negative 4, so we're going to go to negative 4 on the y-axis and plot our point B. Make it nice and giant. And then this is M, which tells me to go up 3 and then over 2. So from B, I go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And then I connect the dots. And if 2 dots doesn't feel comfortable enough for you to draw your line, you can just keep counting. Go up 3 more and over 2 more and get 3 dots. And you can dot the whole line if you want to.
You can do it either way.
Yeah, you can either go up 3.
To the right or up 3 to the left?
No. No, you can go up and to the right. That's positive. Or you can go down. Wait, yeah. Up and to the right or down and to the left. So actually, maybe we should talk about that for just a second. I'm going to add another page real quick. Okay. If you have a positive slope, okay, you can move up and then right or down and then left. If you have a negative slope, you move down and to the right or up and to the left. Because up and to the right are positive, down and to the left are negative. So if you have 2 negatives, that makes a positive. 2 positives makes a positive, or 1 of each makes a negative. Does that make sense at all? Kind of. So here, maybe write this down here better. Okay, up is a positive direction, right is a positive direction. So you get positive, positive makes a positive. Down is a negative, left is a negative, so negative, negative makes a positive. Here I have a negative with a positive, that gives me a negative, and here I have a positive with a negative, which also gives me a negative. So up is a positive direction, and right is a positive direction. And if it helps you to remember, if you're moving up, that makes sense. That's positive, right? Moving up. Well, if you're going in the right direction, it's positive. So that will help you to remember that to the right is positive. And then everything else negative. Down is negative because that makes sense because you're moving down, and then left is negative. So these are the ways you can move. I personally think you should always try to move up or down for your positive or negative and to the right. That's the easiest thing to remember. It's only when you can't move that direction because you run out of graph space or something that you go backwards. Okay, does that help? Do you still need that? Okay. Let's try this one. Yeah? We're going to move the 3x over.
So it would be 7y equals 3x.
The 21 is positive already, so it becomes plus.
Okay, then plus 20.
Yeah. And then we have to divide by 7. So we get y
Equals 3x.
3/7 x. We just make that a fraction.
Oh yeah, well,
Yeah.
7x plus 21 over 7, which would be 3.
Mm-hmm.
Break it down.
Yeah. With the b, we usually try to break it down. Okay, so I plot my point B, and then from there, this tells me I can go up 3 and over 7.
Okay, so you said you plot 3.
Yeah, on the y-axis. And then from that point, you're going to go up 3 and then over 7, which is going to take you right to the very edge. And then we can connect the dots.
So it's 6.
Well, 6 is the line right before. 7 would be the very edge. Right here.
No, when you went up.
I went up 1, 2, oh, to the 6, yes. Sorry. Yeah, I went up 3 and then over 7 to make my next point. Okay, there's a horizontal line and vertical line. Now, horizontal lines, those are the lines that are flat like this, right? Like the horizon. And vertical lines go straight up and down. Okay, horizontal lines have a slope of 0. Okay, flat lines are 0. And they're always of the form y equals some number. Okay, and it can be any number, but it's always y equals number. There's no x. And vertical lines have an undefined slope. Bless you. Okay, because they're going straight up and down. And they're always x equals some number. Again, it can be any number, but there are no y's. If you get x equals a number, so x equals 4, what we're going to do is we're going to go over to 4. That's right here, right? I should make that blue so it stands out. Here's 4. And I'm going to go and I'm going to draw the line on 4. And the line, the graph line follows the line that cuts through 4. Okay, if I have y equals -2, I go to -2 on the y-axis, and my graph line follows the line that cuts through -2. So you just, if it's x equals, you make a straight up and down line on whatever number it is. If it's y equals, you make a horizontal line on whatever number it is. X equals -5, I go over here to -5, and I draw my line. Y equals 4, I go up here to 4, I draw a line. Y equals -3. X equals 2.5. Well, that's halfway between 2 and 3, so there you go. That's approximately halfway between 2 and 3. Any questions on that?